Hey everyone, Brian here with the Horror Experience. Uh, Today I'm going to be talking again about movies. So we're going to head right back into the movie stuff again. I've got some new arrivals and some recently watched films that I wanted to go in and do a little bit of a review on those. I'm way behind on watching movies. I've had new arrivals here now for months that I just haven't had a chance to check out. And so here we are. I finally binged, a nice little section of my collection of new arrivals that just, that came in not that long ago. Plus, I wanted to rewatch films that were connected to it that I already had so that I kind of got refamiliarized with what was going on. Anyway, the first one, and a few updates. One is I did order Horrorpack. I haven't received my first order yet. I just ordered it a few days ago and it just shipped out. I guess they're located in Georgia somewhere. And they do let you know when stuff ships out. And the only reason why I've waited so long on it is I was really concerned with getting duplicates. And because they give you random titles, usually they're in the independent realm, but being that I have such a large collection, I was really concerned that I was going to be getting a lot of duplicates, and I really don't want duplicates. I duplicate enough stuff as it is on my own when I'm buying things because I forget I already have them, or I think I don't have it when I do, and I've done that a few times already, quite a few times actually, especially with films that can get rather confusing, like Godzilla. The old films, the old Japanese films can get confusing. A lot of Italian titles, horror films from Italy can get confusing because they've got different names and different covers and everything else for the same movie. Like Zombie and Zombie 2 are the same movie, So, but anyway, that's just an example. It's real easy to start duplicating stuff, and especially if you've got a lot of movies, you just forget what you have. But anyway, so I was really concerned that, getting Horrorpack was just going to pile up my duplicates, and I really didn't want to go that route. But I checked a little deeper into it, and I talked to some people that do get Horrorpack, and I watched a lot of videos, your guys' videos that get Horrorpack, and watching a lot of the unboxing and so on videos that have to do with it, with Horrorpack, and it seems like a lot of interesting titles that I've never even heard of. So that's right, exactly what I'm looking for. So I'm real excited about it. So I went ahead and did it, and we'll see how it goes. The good thing is you can quit anytime you want. So if I end up, being disappointed with it, then I can always get out. But I have a feeling it's going to be fun. So it'll save me from having to get on Amazon and search out stuff. You just automatically get 4 movies a month, and the price is right. It's roughly $10 a movie, and then plus you're getting an exclusive along with that. Each box contains an exclusive, which may even contain filmmakers' signatures and so on the film itself. So we'll see how this goes. Anyway, so I wanted to show some of the movies that I've seen, that I've had sitting here. Literally, they've been sitting right here. And I've got a lot of movies spread out right now because, like I've been talking about, I've been going through this dusting phase where I've been taking shelves of movies out and cleaning them and testing them because some of them haven't been played in 10 plus years. And I just want to make sure they're not getting disc rot or whatever. So far, I haven't had any problems, except for Tales from the Crypt. Like I mentioned, the original 2006 release of the 7 seasons by themselves, not the box set, but the seasons by themselves, uh, does get affected. So you won't notice it right away if you end up buying that, because it's still on Amazon, by the way. So just keep that in mind. It's not a good idea to go with it, because my sets worked fine. My seasons worked fine for years, and I've had them for a long time, probably 10 plus years. Um, and But all of a sudden, like season 5, I couldn't get any of them to work. None of them would play, and that was with a new player too. So I thought, well, maybe it was the player. I had an old player that was just ready to be changed out. I've had it for a long time, and I just needed to replace it. And so I did, but still they didn't work. So that wasn't the problem. So I guaranteed that these are the Warner Brothers, when they were using Cinram in Pennsylvania to manufacture their discs. The Tales from the Crypt was part of that, sadly. And anyway, the box set that came out in 2017 was not affected. So if you haven't gotten Tales from the Crypt already, or if you're having problems with your original 2006 seasons of Tales from the Crypt, there's your reason. It's because it was this company out of Pennsylvania, Cinram, were apparently, now I don't know this for a fact, but apparently they had whatever formula they were using to make their discs, they were cutting corners, and I don't know what they were doing, but and the discs get disc rot after a period of time. So this is something that happens over a lengthy 10 plus years of the discs just sitting around. I don't know if there's really any way to prevent it. Bagging them, or I don't know. I don't know. It's just something that shouldn't be happening. But it really ticks me off that a company like Warner Brothers would be stupid enough to go with some trashy company like Cinram to make their collections, and then the collectors who are spending money on this stuff end up getting shafted. And I don't know. I haven't thought about it. Well, actually, I have, but whether or not you can get a hold of Warner Brothers and have your stuff replaced, I don't know. I haven't heard as to whether or not that's even an option, but it probably is, I would imagine. However, there's really no, it is what it is. I'm just going to have to repurchase the set. I'm going to have to get the box set from 2017. I just haven't done it yet. It's not on the top of my list right now, but it just pisses me off when you're a collector and you want good product and you end up getting shit, Anyway, that's what happens. And other stuff did get affected. I know I've mentioned, at least for my collections anyway, the Looney Tunes that came out on the Golden Collection supposedly got affected. I haven't seen any problems with it yet. It's still kind of a new set for me, so I don't know. It might not. I may not see a problem for another few years. I don't know. And then some Super Friends, original Super Friends cartoons from the 70s, from the collection from the 9 seasons got affected. Again, I haven't seen any problems there. I've tested them all and I haven't had any issues. So maybe the problem isn't, just hasn't set in yet. I don't know. But anyway, we'll see as time continues. All right, the first movie that I wanted to look at and show you that I have finally watched a few days ago was Thanksgiving. And I'll tell you what, this was a shitload of fun. I loved it. I remember the original trailer. Now, this came off of a fake trailer that Eli Roth had done for the Grindhouse collection, that Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino had put together when they did the Planet Terror and for fuck's sake, Death Proof. And anyway, this was eventually made into a full-fledged movie, and I know that they had wanted to make a movie, or he wanted to make a movie. Eli Roth and his friend, who've been together working on this shit for a long time. I mean, working on movies together for years, ever since they were kids. I can't think of his name right offhand, but anyway, this is just great, and it's got special features on here. At least it's over an hour's worth of, the making of and all kinds of fun shit. So this has got like old videos that they did together, like old horror movies that they did as kids. I mean, they were just slapped together fun little kiddie horror movies. So you could tell they started off kind of sci-fi-ish, and then they went more horror. So you could tell where they were headed. So anyway, so this is based off of that fake trailer that was on the Grindhouse from 2007. And you'll find that on this kind of intermission thing that they had, if you bought Death Proof and Planet Terror together on it was a double feature called Grindhouse. So if you get that, Thanksgiving is on that, or at least the fake trailer is on that. And what they did is they took that trailer and then made an actual movie out of it. I wish they would have had the fake trailer on here. Gore galore commentary, da 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 da. Yeah, they didn't include the fake trailer on here. I wish they had. I don't know why he didn't. He should have. That would have been funny. But anyway, this is just so much fun. I mean, this is, completely Thanksgiving themed. Finally, we get a real Thanksgiving slasher instead of just kind of hinting on Thanksgiving or having a killer turkey running around, squabbling and stuff. But or rabbits with Easter. We still need to get a full-fledged Easter movie. If we're gonna get this done, we need to get it done. And I think Eli Roth should do an Easter movie. Eli, if you're listening, if you're watching, do an Easter horror slasher. Not this bunny massacre stuff. I'm talking about a real, there is a movie called Easter Sunday that came out. God, I can't even remember. It's kind of a supernatural slasher movie, but it was really low budget and kind of really bad. But that's the closest you're going to get. But we need a real full-fledged one. The next one, actually, I've already had this one, the 2018 Halloween. I already had it in my collection, and I had to rewatch this because I had forgotten all about it. It's been so long since I've watched it. And so I rewatched it so that I could pretty much, get what was going on with Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends. I enjoyed this because it's, it really stuck to the original formula. I mean, as far as I'm concerned. They brought, obviously they brought Jamie Lee Curtis back in, and that was important. And they kept, and Michael was active in this, and it was fun, and it was very much a lot like, except minus the gore. The original film didn't have all the gore in it, but this had gore in it, plus it was really kind of reminiscent of the original, or at least David Green tried to kind of keep it, similar to the original formula. And then you have Halloween Kills. Now, these movies got ranked on pretty bad when they first came out, and I dragged my ass on them, and I didn't pick them up because I kept hearing so many complaints. But, again, sometimes you just can't let reviews bother you. I try not to jump on review bandwagons. In other words, I try not to judge whether or not I'm going to watch a movie based on somebody else's opinion on something, because people are different. Everybody, looks at things differently, and everybody looks at movies differently, and they may love something or somebody else will hate the shit out of it. So, and a lot of people didn't like it, but I loved Halloween Kills. I had a blast. There was lots of action in it, lots of gore. I mean, this was a fun movie. So if you haven't seen this one, definitely jump on it. If you love a lot of gore and you love a lot of Michael Myers, then this one is it. Definitely my favorite of the trilogy. Definitely. I mean, this was where it's at for me. Not everybody likes all the gore and all of that, but this was a splatter flick. I mean, literally, this was a Michael Myers splatter flick. To me, it was. It was a lot of great kills and a lot of a lot of like hardcore fans. See, I'm not I'm a hardcore horror fan, but I'm not a hardcore Halloween fan. I love Halloween, believe me, I grew up with it. I mean, it was, along with Hellraiser and Nightmare on Elm Street and all of that, Friday the 13th, those came into my collection probably before everything else happened, but still, they're not my favorite horror movies. So I'm not going to piss and moan about, whether or not they stayed true to the characters or whatever. If they switch things around or change things up a little, hey, that's fine. I still had a good time, and that's all that matters to me. I had a great time watching it, and this one was fun. Now comes to this soap opera. First off, I almost had to watch this twice. In fact, I had it in. I watched it last night for the first time, the first quarter of it, and then we had a power outage, and it shut off. The power went out while I was watching, so I lost the. I just, by the time the power came back on, it was already ready for bed and everything. So I just said, I'll just go ahead and finish up tomorrow. So today I went ahead and put it back in and just started from the beginning. So I got it fresh, a fresh connection. And this movie was drag ass. This movie spent so much time on character development that I was literally bored out of my mind. The acting was great and all of that. Great. A lot of people complained that they thought that Michael was a little too supernatural in this. People complained about kills with Jamie Lee Curtis being trapped in the damn hospital the whole time. Like people complained about this with Michael being trapped in a damn tunnel under a bridge practically the whole time. And then having this Corey guy running around. And they just kind of leave it up to you as to whether or not he was possessed by Michael or whether he was just angry because the town was pissed off at him because of that kid being accidentally getting killed, and then he just kind of went bongos. And then this little relationship that he and Michael had, I had really just didn't get this film at all. It just didn't, and they dick around with this guy. Let's face it, this is supposed to be the end, right? Kill the son of a bitch. Chop his head off or something, they tried that in another one of the movies, but it turned out it wasn't even him, so that was a good twist. But here we have this thing, where, he's tied to the top of a car and all this other shit, If you're going to get rid of this son of a bitch, get rid of him, They threw him in a car crusher or something. But anyway, in metal stripper, whatever you want to call it. So if you haven't seen this, spoiler alert. Whether or not they actually got rid of him and we're going to continue on with this, I have no idea. Maybe they threw somebody else in the damn machine. I don't know. So if they pull that shit, I'm really done with this. But the first two I enjoyed. You know, you could have left this shit out and I would have been fine. You know, but these two here are just fine the way they are. I liked them. But Halloween Ends, I just didn't have any, I didn't get it. It just wasn't my thing. Just too much drama and not enough horror for me. And I think that's a major complaint for most. All right, now movies that I have not seen yet that have arrived in my collection. Some I think I've shared before, but that's okay. I'll share them again. The new Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny. I'm really looking forward to this. In fact, I may plug this in tonight when my wife comes home from work because I know she really wants to see this. This will complete my Indiana Jones collection. I'm glad that they did another one. A lot of people didn't care for the fourth movie with the alien shit, but it is what it is. I had fun with it. And this looks like fun, and a lot of people loved it. So I'm looking forward to seeing this for sure. Reign of Fire. This was recommended to me. Actually, it was gifted to me by a friend over on Facebook, which I'm not part of anymore, but who claimed that this was the best dragon movie he's ever seen. So I have yet to watch it. I'm looking forward to checking it out. I don't know. It's not one I've heard of, so I don't know. I don't know what to think of it. I probably wouldn't have picked it up unless somebody gifted it to me, or unless somebody really told me it was wonderful. Then I probably might have. But other than that, from what I understand, this is the best dragon movie out there. I have not seen it yet, so don't take my word for it yet until I've watched it, and then I'll give a review on it. Another one I haven't seen yet is The Hunt. I have heard this is good, very violent. I don't know if this is horror or if this is action horror or action thriller or what. I've been told that this is a very violent movie. Clever, gory, often very funny. Okay. Fun and ultra-violent action movie. I'll take it. I haven't watched it yet. This also was gifted to me. So I will take it, but I have not seen it yet. All right, the next one is Attack of the Killer Donuts. Nope, I still haven't completely watched this all the way through yet. I did watch some of it, and I keep forgetting to go back and finish. I'll probably just start from the beginning. But this is fun. It's like I said before, looking at I actually showed this on a podcast, or not a podcast, but on a live show. It's actually a comic book show that's done by Hotel Orloff. And they're mainly a comic book show, but they will tolerate movies. And I'm more of the movie guy that's on the show occasionally. Anyway, I told them about this, and they said, "Is that actually a movie?" Because it doesn't sound like it would be. But yeah, there's killer sofa and killer piñatas and killer this and killer that. And there's also killer donuts, and this is fun. It's a funny, goofy, stupid movie, but it's a lot of fun. And if you can handle that, now there's a lot of people had a lot to say about it. Teen B movie, awesome soundtrack, destined to become um, a crueler classic. Entertaining and funny. Really fun watch. So it's recommended for sure. I mean, if you're in the mood, you have to be in a certain mood to watch something like this. I mean, and not everybody likes this kind of horror movie, but they're low budget. But if if you got the right people doing the right stuff, if you're able to pull off a Roger Corman, uh, if you can do Roger Corman filmmaking and take a little bit and make a lot, then you'll do something like this. And they were able to take a low budget, with a very low budget, and able to pull something off with this. And they did a good job. It was funny. It was fun. All right, these just came in fact, yesterday. The first one is Saw X. I just picked this up, or actually I ordered it. This will finish my Saw collection. I needed it for the Saw collection. I haven't watched it yet. Heard some decent things about it, but I'm looking forward to it. This is see now what they've done here. I guess this movie sits right in between the original and the second one. This is kind of like two, I guess. So that way they were able to bring Jigsaw back into the mix. If you don't have Jigsaw in it, what the hell are you gonna do? When they did Jigsaw, the last one, it kind of. I was kind of under the assumption that was going to be the end of things, but nope. They decided, well, let's do a prequel. Let's go back so we can bring Tob and Bell back in and all that stuff. So it looks like that's what they're doing here, is they're bringing stuff back to the beginning again. But it's stuff you haven't seen before. All right. Another one is a movie I've been hearing a lot about. Everybody's been kind of saying they really love it. I talked to somebody, I've talked to most that I've talked to really loved it. I did talk to a few that didn't. And I think it was mainly because they said it was slow. But you know what? They're religious people that I were talking to, and religious people see a movie like this, and they're gonna critique it, but they're not gonna tell you why they're critiquing it. They're not gonna say, "Oh, it's because I'm religious and I don't want to tell you that I don't like it because it's about possession." But anyway, When Evil Lurks. This is a United States Argentina collaboration here, directed by an Argentine director. I've been told that this movie lets you have it. So some people I talked to said that it was the best movie they've seen in a long time. So, which is interesting because I'm not a huge fan of South American horror. I've got a lot of South American low-budget films in my collection, and many from Brazil. They were fine, but not really my favorite movies. But I've heard a lot about this being really good. Haven't watched it yet. Looking forward to it. See, I'm way behind. This stuff should already be in my collection. I just haven't been. And this is one that I've really wanted, and I'm going to recommend this one because this one's getting a lot of people are unaware of it. This is from Shudder, and it's a Shudder original, and but it was one that kind of flew under the radar, and well, maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. I haven't heard anybody talking about it, and that is Christmas, Bloody Christmas. And I needed this in my collection. I couldn't wait any longer. I did a review on this not that long ago because I did see it. Or at least kind of half-ass watched it, only because I kept getting interruptions and stuff. But I watched enough to tell you that this is a fun, gore-filled slop fest, and it is supposed to be a lot of fun. It's about this robotic Santa Claus, like a animatronic Santa Claus that malfunctions. So we're kind of doing a chopping mall kind of an idea here, you know, with a robot who basically goes haywire and goes on a killing spree. It's a robotic Santa, and it's fun. Guys, if you haven't seen this one, you need to check it out. Definitely collectors, get this one in your collection. It's worth it. All right, that is it for now. Until I get my Horrorpack delivery in, which should be this week. At least I'm hoping this week. I don't see why it wouldn't be this week, because it's coming from Georgia, but it didn't take that long to get here. So I'm really looking forward to that. To me, it's fun opening up something. Now, it's one thing when you open up stuff and you know what you're getting, you know, because you ordered it. But there's still something fun about it because you're unboxing it, you know. But to unbox something and not know what you're getting, that's fun. As long as I don't get the duplicates. All right, guys, until the next one. Wow, I pulled this one up to 30 minutes. Sorry. Time goes by fast when you're having fun. All right, we will see you on the next one. Until next time, stay horror. Brian from the Horror Experience saying sayonara.